Hey guys, what is up today? This is Dalsu with Dalsu Plays, and we're back with a little bit more Factorio. So, last episode we were expanding our copper production. We tried to build a train, and eventually just kind of got lazy and gave up. But we do have the new area here covered with our roboports now, and we just built a new roboport because I'd like to start to get my defense in a little bit better shape. I'm going to start by replacing you with a proper electronic defense turret, and I'm going to... Well, I'd like to give you some ammo, but I don't currently have any ammo. So that's not going to be easily done. What I do want is a roboport that's going to be able to do a lot of repairs over here. We'll want to make sure it's connected. You'll notice the green band goes a lot further around. That's because the repair actually has a much greater range than the logistics robots. So, guys, almost already busted. What we want to do, we're going to make sure this guy's got some of those. And we want to make sure it's hooked up to power, of course. Boom, right there. So it's going to charge up. Going to get full of power. It's going to do some repairs for us. And we'll want to keep it more or less stocked. I still have not automated the production of repair packs. Maybe that's what we should go ahead and work on now. As a matter of fact, we should work on that, but you know, we really can't because it's reliant on green chips. And green chips have been a thorn in our side now for like 3 episodes. The reason seems to be that we just cannot get quite enough copper over here, which translates to not enough wire, which messes up our whole production. So, in order to expand our chip production a little bit, we have to sort out our copper situation before anything else can take place. With that being said, let's look in our inventory now and see what we might do. Let's get 4 electric mining drills and make sure that we have plenty of power poles to hook them up with. I'm going to want probably 4 electric furnaces or so. I have plenty of conveyor belt, don't I? Yes, I have a bit of conveyor belt at my disposal. Other than that, I'll probably want some fast inserters, some long-handed inserters, and just have all that stuff in my inventory ready to go. That way, once I get ready to start to do this, it won't be no thing. I keep building paths as I'm walking around. I know it looks kind of ugly when it's in an incomplete state, but the more I walk around building paths, like the sooner I'll actually have a paved area, and the faster I'll walk when I'm going different places as well. Are these guys actually full now? I need to check on my sulfur production. Sulfur production seems to be going just fine. We were stepping that up, of course, because we're thinking now in the direction of blue chips. So, hopefully we have enough repair packs, but we probably actually don't. We should probably, while we're just in the area, stick in a few more repair packs. And we'll continue to make our path while we're waiting on everything to get done. So yeah, he's got 10. I'll give him another 10, so I'll have 20. That should be enough to keep things more or less in shape. Right? Okay, so they're filling me back up with stuff, and I'm why am I building these? I must have clicked on those instead of repair packs. I don't need that many picks. 1 pick will do. It'll be more than enough. Alright, so let me squeeze through here now, and let me see if we can start getting this area into some kind of shape. Power is going to be important, of course. Why don't we put, light. Why don't we put one down next to each turret? That would get a little illumination going. I know it's not symmetrical. You know, I don't usually work very symmetrically, but what we're going to do in order to get the most efficiency out of this copper deposit is try to be a little bit efficient in our placement of mines. So what I usually like to do is make sure that the outline is kind of covering everything. So if we do one here, if we do one here, then we've got pretty much maximum coverage. Since we have a lot of space, thinking about spacing them out, because you know this area, the closer you put them, the lower your total deposit amount is going to be, like that you can actually use. Actually, that's not the right way you would say it. So if I put two this close together, they're both pulling from the same deposit, and so it's going to last a lot shorter amount of time. But I guess that doesn't matter, because this shit should last a whole long time, I would think. Now that is going to mean I have to... Well, that's not a big deal. I'll just do it like this. It is better to get a little bit out on both sides. That way you have a thicker belt. And what I'll do with it is I will bring it down to here and twist it this way. That way we can, you know, add plenty more mines as time goes on. I think we should... we can't get any repair packs because nobody's bringing us any chips, and we can't get any chips because we don't have any copper, so that's what we're going to need to fix up here. So 4 mines to start off with, and I think 4 smelters to start off with. A mine for each smelter is probably going to do pretty good work, particularly if we insert some speed chips, as they're called, right? Speed chips. What are they called? Modules, right. Okay, so we're going to put these here to load these guys up. And I suppose we could output just directly into boxes. That's another thing we're going to want, is passive provider chests. And we can't do that because, of course, we don't have any copper. But you know, instead of walking all the way over there and getting copper from our old line, why don't we just turn this on? And then it should start providing copper relatively soon. I don't know why that one didn't connect. I guess it's not close enough. Trying to make this look a little bit more organized here. It's a little crazy with all the power poles. Okay, so we'll just manually take some copper for ourselves, and we'll use it to make passive provider chests. That'll be great. These guys are going to need a power pole. We don't need you, do we? Now these guys are not going to be connected. I don't like using the long poles in close quarters because they don't have much of a footprint. They are very good for establishing new areas of power, of course, but they're not real good for, like, powering your base. So, where's the attack coming from now? Ooh, we do have a lot of defense there. Still have a train depot there from our failed train station. So sad. We'll figure that out, you know, probably next season. I do plan on doing more Factorio seasons. I love it so. Alright, so let's just take ourselves some copper plate. It is smelting very quickly. It looks like actually four electric mining drills is not nearly enough. I guess I underestimated how fast the electric furnace was at doing its work. Particularly if we put speed modules in it, it's gonna need a lot more ore. And actually, you can add modules to these too, so we could do that rather than build new ones. Okay, let's get our passive provider chests going so that we can get copper introduced for the first time to our logistics system. That's going to require 4. While I'm waiting on that, I'll see if I can stick some cards in these guys. I keep calling them cards, but I know they're modules, but they look like cards. They look like credit cards, obviously. We don't quite have enough to finish him off, but hopefully the robots will bring us some before too long. We do have enough robots to do all the things that we want to do now. We didn't for a long time. Okie dokie. So, we have these passive provider chests. We need to bring that copper straight into logistics. It's going to be fantastic. And let's think about green chips. We could make some green chips over here, too, if we wanted to. There's not an iron deposit. There is an iron deposit. Just a little bit further out. Means we'd have to make our base even more wonky than it already is. I don't know if I want to do that. We seem to have plenty. If you hover over here, you can see I have 1,000 iron plate in our logistics right now. Eventually, we will definitely need more. But we have room here for way more ore mining mines. I was gonna say ore mining devices, but I guess they actually have a word for that device, which is mine. Anyway, besides me forgetting words all the time, getting old and senile, we apparently have enough ore now. By virtue of speeding those up, these guys are going to get all they can handle. That's going to start introducing this copper to our logistics network fairly quickly. So we're already at 300, and we've only been at it for a moment or two. So I think what we want to get out of that is copper delivered over to this area, right? Let's see how that attack's doing. It's always good to like check on the attack, make sure it was weathered decently. Doing on... Oh, we're out of petroleum. We spent it all on sulfuric acid, didn't we? And they're not working because of too much of this business. We need to resolve that. We want our petroleum tanks to be full, or else, look, he's not even going to make plastic anymore. That's a big problem, because plastic's quite important for chips as well. I'm going to replace, like, 3 tanks, because I'm tired of doing this on each one. I'm tired of doing it over and over again. Although this stuff is useful, and it's not great to just throw it away like this. At this point, I don't want to stop and deal with it right now, because it would take quite a bit to deal with it. Because I think we have advanced oil processing, and we could start to change that stuff into, you know, something valuable. But it's much easier to just do it that way for now. Get our plants up and running. And then these should fill back up, particularly if we do as we have been doing and turn off these by just taking the arms out. And that turns it off, and they stop using so much petroleum. Now, what we want is for these guys to stop running out of copper. I suppose the way to go about that would be to bring in some copper and add it to each side here using requester chests. Let's try that and see how it works. We also want to make sure we've got plenty of our little arms. Keep seeming to run out of. How much blue science we have now? So is it actually that we don't have enough purple science? Is that what's going on? Ah, I had not realized that that was the case. Okay, so we're going to need to go ahead and stick this in there. Oops, I believe I stuck the wrong thing. There we go. Alright, so that'll make some more purple science. Thought I had a bit more of that alien goo available on hand, but I guess I did not. But see, each one makes like, I don't know, 1 alien artifact makes 10, so that was 200 right there. Are we suffering with power? Uh-oh. Did not realize that was happening. Why is that happening? Well, it may be time to stop and look at our power situation again, but let's finish what we're doing here. It's good to stay kind of on task until a task is complete. Otherwise, you just go all over the place. Okay, so we got requester chests. They are going to request just 100 copper. Let's start with that. Okay? And you guys just go ahead and put it on the line where you can. So a bunch of robots are going to fly over. It's going to take just a second. We are getting the last robo speed upgrade, I believe. Anyway, they should be flying over shortly and delivering all of that copper. And then it'll go on the line, and I don't know if it'll totally fix the problem or not. This is kind of a... I don't know if it's the best way to do something like this, considering how much copper is involved in the creation of these wires. I don't see why it's not happening yet. Are we actually... We may be out of the zone here. Let's go ahead and Build another roboport just in case that's what's going on. I think that's probably what's going on, is we're outside of the robo zone. Yeah, look at that. We're outside of it just barely. But we're not really going to be able to add another roboport without considering our power situation. We might want to go down here and just glance. Make sure there are no outstanding problems. These guys are not functioning. I thought I fixed this. See, there's something going on. I could have swore I had fixed the problem, but we have, yeah, about half of our power generators not working. Oh, so I never did actually fix the problem. I just thought I fixed the problem. Well, that's an easy fix. Easy enough. Okay. So that one's once again working. You can see the steam coming out. And this one is just missing one piece. So yeah, that was something that I thought I had remedied, but apparently not. So now we just doubled our power production with just a few clicks. That's how I like to do business. Accumulator capacity is filling right up again. All's right with the world, huh? These guys are still pumping out the power. So yeah, we're ready to put down this roboport and fulfill our copper destiny. Alright, where are you going, Roboport? We want you to make sure you have these little chests here covered. I think here looks like a fine spot. Well connected. Kind of in a central area. These guys are going to go ahead and fill up with copper, I assume now. It's going to take a minute, but I know for a fact we have like almost 1,000 copper in our logistics network already. We seem to have plenty of logistics robots available. Well, 40 anyway. We also have a bunch of flying robot frames, should we need to add more. And as you can see, they're coming on over. Alright, so we're going to start putting on the copper a little bit thicker. And hopefully we'll start to see it back up here. It looks like that's what's happening. Once it backs up a ways, they'll stop demanding the copper, hopefully. Although these guys continue to use a whole bunch. But we can now see anyway that these are backed up. So that is awesome. I'm glad that they're backed up. I want them to work even faster, so I'm going to go ahead and put some modules in them. So that they'll keep working fast. As long as they have the material, there's no reason why they shouldn't. A little bit of copper here at the end of this belt. Might as well pinch it off. Okay, so is that 200 purple science gonna see us through? It doesn't look like it will. We have a little bit stacked at the bottom. We probably need to go kill another base. Another creeper base. We seem to be getting a lot of harassment from this one, and we haven't really dealt with them yet. We're also getting tons of harassment from this one, I think. So this one looks like the bigger, more obvious target, so yeah. Probably next episode I will venture out, go ahead and kind of demolish that base. I wonder where those came from. They're coming from like this direction, but this is such a small, tiny little base here. What got destroyed? Something was destroyed. That's not good. I hope it's not a wall and they're not in my base right now. Well, it seems like the construction robots have sorted it out a bit. Is that the case? That seems to be the case. We should probably think about maybe doing some more laser turrets. I'm gonna go ahead and build those. We're gonna end the episode here, and next time we meet, I'm going to probably take out these guys, collect myself some alien goo, and turn it into purple science, because I want these like speed upgrades. I want a lot of stuff that involves purple business. So that's probably what we'll do. I'm feeling a little bit better now about my green chip situation, but we still don't have enough. Like, we need it for a lot of stuff. So we're going to want to keep pumping out those chips, no matter what it takes. I think a lot of what's holding us back is more to do with just the arms. And the arms seemingly not having enough electricity again. Okay, well, we know what our problems are. We need to decide which way we're going to go as far as handling it, what we're going to do first and stuff. And I will join you tomorrow morning. Hopefully you'll join me, and I'll see you then.